mountain thunders standing in my way. But I must try to figure it out anyway. Songs of worries travel with the storm, but I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try to figure it out alone. And now, ooh, when you're gone, ooh, I know things won't be the same no more, I'm sure. It'll take a while 'cause I'm still sore, yeah, now, ooh, when you're gone.
Hello everyone, it is Chinchilla Sims here again today, and I hope you enjoyed the intro for this video. It took me a while to make actually, just because I had to wait in The Sims for it to be the perfect fall day and everything. But yeah, obviously we are making a fall themed house, which is basically just a normal house with some fall decorations around. So if you don't want the fall decorations, you can easily, I don't know if you can easily delete most of them. There are a lot of fall decorations, but you could delete them and redecorate the house. Maybe not easily. But yeah, so I am doing a fall themed house like I said, and I have just been in the fall spirit lately. I actually filmed this video 2 weeks ago, but I've been holding off on posting it because my roommate told me that it was way too early to post a fall video, and I'm glad she told me that because I would have posted it and been like, it's never too early for a fall. But yeah, I actually decorated our apartment 2 weeks ago, which might seem crazy to some people. I haven't gotten any pumpkins yet, but I put all my fall decorations up. I've just been so excited for the weather to get a little bit cooler. It's been so hot here. We just had a day that was like 70 degrees and I was wearing a hoodie and sweating, but I was like, it's fall now. Yeah, but I'm super obsessed with this build. I think that it is so aesthetically pleasing, and it's got kind of a like country farmhouse vibe going on with it. It has 2 bedrooms. It technically could be 3 bedrooms. I put a music room in here, but that room could easily be made into another bedroom. You maybe don't need a whole room for the musical instruments. But yeah, so I kind of imagined like a single sim living here, which is crazy because it's kind of a big house, but that was just the story I was telling for the intro anyways. I imagine like a sim, like a younger sim lives here who redecorates the house for every season. She just goes all out. She's living her best life on her own with her cats. And yeah, so I thought that was a cute idea, but I definitely figured that most people that live in this house would want to have kids or something. So I put 1 bedroom that would work for 2 children, and it has 2 beds in it, and it has some toys and stuff. And then there is a master bedroom on the first floor, and then there's a music room, which, like I said, can easily be made into another bedroom for some children or something. But I just put that kids room in because I thought maybe my sim is an aunt, and her sister's children come over to stay sometimes or something like that. But mostly I just put it in because I thought that most people would want to have a family in here. So yeah, that's what I was thinking for that. And this is in Brindleton Bay on the lot where the Hecking family lives. So I deleted their house and I evicted them and I built this house here. And I used some terrain tools, as you saw in the beginning, to put this house up on a hill because there's just a vibe about a house on a hill that's, I don't know, it's just so cozy. And Brindleton Bay in autumn is absolutely stunning, and I just could not see myself building a fall themed house anywhere else. So that is why I placed it here. I want it to be the perfect lot. So yeah, I got rid of the Hecking family, which hopefully that is okay. But obviously you could probably place this in a lot of different places. Just make sure if you do download this from the gallery, you turn bb.moveobjects on, because there's a lot of objects that I free placed instead of just like placing them on the grid. And I think that if you just download it without having move objects on, some items might get displaced, and that might not be nice. So here I am making the living room area, and I spent a lot of time trying to come up with what I wanted for the inside, and it turns out really cute, and I love how it turns out, but you can just see me like going through trying all the different things. At first I was gonna make it super like rustic and beaten down on the inside, but then I was like, that's not very cozy. So it still looks like rustic on the inside, but I definitely changed it up a little bit from the way that I had it at first. But I do love the way that it turns out. And for those curtains, you can see I actually layered 2 sets of curtains because I liked the way that the, I think they're called valances at the top, that plaid part. I liked the way that those looked, but I didn't like the color of curtain that was underneath of them. So I used a different color of curtain and just layered it on top, and it actually worked perfectly. So I definitely recommend doing that if you find with certain sets of curtains that they have like a different valance color and then you don't like the color that's underneath. You can try to layer some of them. It's not going to work with all of them, but I don't know. It's a nice way to switch it up and switch up like the objects that we have in game, because sometimes the curtains get a little bit repetitive. I wish that we had more usable ones. I feel like there's a lot of curtains, but there's not a lot of usable curtains, if that makes sense. Like we have those clear ones, but we have them in only one size, and they don't really work if you have like a tall wall height. The transparent ones is the ones that I'm talking about, but yeah, we only have them in one size, and those are really nice, but we only have them in one size and we only have them in one color. So yeah, it's just things like that. You just saw me play test the door to make sure I could hang a wreath on it and the sim could still walk through. The wreath is gonna hang there and your sim is gonna walk through the wreath, but I figured it was fine as long as they can go into the house. Yeah, so your sim is gonna walk through the wreath, but they're still gonna be able to go into the house. If it bothers you that they're walking through the wreath, just delete the wreath. It's not that necessary. It's just like something that I wanted to add. I kind of wish there were wreaths that actually were functional with the doors. I think that would make a lot more sense. I don't know why they gave us wreaths and then like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. But yeah, so here I am building our little fireplace, and I think it turns out super cute and sweet looking. I sized down some objects that are normally like really big to go on top of the mantle. There's like this big divider. You'll probably see me pull it out in a second here anyways, but it's like a large divider, and I just sized it down to make it look like a little decorative piece of wood. You know, like how some people have window frames without any glass in them that are just for decor. Yeah, see, there you see me doing it. I'm not sure if that's the one that I end up keeping there. Yeah, I think that's the one that I end up keeping there. Yeah, so I sized down the divider to look like those little pieces that people sometimes have on their end tables or mantles or whatever for decoration, and I think that it works out really cute and it looks really good. But yeah, so I'm just decorating the mantle here. I am putting fall leaves on everything. You're gonna see me use the fall leaves and the fall leaves with the candles and those little pumpkins that are in front of the mantle. I think I end up changing what's in front of the mantle, but I use those pumpkins so much, and I use them a lot outside too. I'm gonna go back and decorate the outside more, so if you're confused about how it looked when we started decorating the inside of the house, yeah, I just haven't done the landscaping yet. The landscaping took me hours because it's on a hill, so like obviously the landscaping objects in The Sims don't mold to whatever you put them on. They just sit flat. So when you put them on a hill, it just looks like they're floating, like half in the air and then like part of the way on the hill. It's kind of annoying, honestly. Like, I don't know why they can't make the landscaping objects just mold to their surroundings. They do that in Zoo Tycoon, like, and that game is like super old, and when you place down like vegetation or whatever, it just kind of molds to it. Or like in Planet Zoo, I think it does it too. I don't know. But anyways, I just kept having to add like bushes and rocks and trying to cover up the way that it was just sitting flat on the hill, because I think it would be really annoying if you were playing on this lot and there's just like grass floating in the air. So it took me a really long time to, yeah, you can see it happening right here. Do you see what I mean? Like it's sticking half off and it's like, it looks like it's just floating in the air because it sits flat. It's not meant to sit on a hill. Yeah, super annoying. But yeah, I worked around it and I made it work. It took me forever, and I end up using a lot of little bushes and everything to cover up the fact that things are just floating in the air. But I do think that I made it work, and I think that it looks super cute. I'm glad I didn't give up and just make this on a flat lot, because I think that it being on a hill really just elevates the look of it so much. And the fact that your sim has to walk up these brick steps to get to the house is just so nice and adorable. And I do end up adding railings to the steps. I add some, I think they're copper railings, and they look really, really good on it. I wasn't going to add railings at first, but then I just thought that it kind of needed it. So I end up doing it anyways. But yeah, so we are just decorating the outside right now, like I said we were going to do. I ended up cutting a lot of this landscaping out. I didn't think you needed to see all of it. You can kind of tell what I'm doing right here. Yeah, see, we just skipped a bunch of footage and now there's like a lot of vegetation. And I'm adding the railing, and I think it looks so good with the railing. And yep, just adding in more decorations, adding in some candles and lights to light up the steps, and bringing in my tester sim, Daffodil Petal, to make sure that everything still works fine. She's on the gallery. I'm not really sure who made her, but every time I press randomize from gallery when I'm in Create a Sim, I do that because you have to create a sim when you start a new save file, and it gets really annoying, and sometimes I just press randomize from gallery because then the sim already has a name and all of their traits and an aspiration, and you can just go. But every single time I get Daffodil Petal, so I just end up going with her. Yeah, but she's a nice sim, so she's on the gallery somewhere. Maybe if you press randomize from gallery, you will get her. But yeah, I always keep a sim. I could just do it in build mode and it would be fine, but I always keep a sim there just in case I need to playtest something, because I don't want to do something and then find out later that it's not functional and then have to move things around. I like to test it right then and there. So yeah, I have her there so that I can test, like when I put the dining table in, it's kind of a tight squeeze in the little dining room. So I have her come in and I have her sit in each of the chairs to make sure that you can get to all of them. And I have her use the fridge, which the fridge ended up not being functional the way that I placed it, so I end up moving it. I end up keeping it in the same spot, but I just have to move it like further out because I have it kind of sitting in a cabinet. And it wasn't working in the cabinet, so I just moved it a little further away from the cabinet and then it worked. That's what's useful about having a sim there, to just play test things, because sometimes you'd be surprised about what does work and what doesn't work. And I don't want to upload something to the gallery and it not be functional, because I think that's really annoying when you download something from the gallery and you're ready to play in it and your sim can't get through the door or something. And then you just start finding a million other things wrong with it. You have to delete things and move things, and it's really frustrating. So that's why I always try to play test my builds. I probably don't get to everything, but most of the things, yeah, they've all been play tested. So here I am, adding a little bit more decoration to the living room, adding more fall items because there just were not enough. The sim that lives here loves fall, let me tell you. Everything is fall decorated. The upstairs isn't decorated for fall really at all. It's just super warm and cozy, so it still keeps the fall aesthetic, but I didn't put pumpkins upstairs or anything. I just kept it mainly in the living areas where like guests would see it when they come over, because I think that's pretty realistic. Now I'm just adding objects to the bookshelf to try to make it look, I don't know, just a little bit different. I think that when you put two of the same object next to each other, you need to decorate them differently to try to distinguish them as different objects, because it can look super repetitive because all of the books are in the same place and all the decorations on the shelf are in the same place, so you just gotta add something to set them apart from each other. And there I am adding some little porch decorations. I think this home looks so warm and inviting, and I want to live here really bad. I feel like I say that about a lot of my builds, but I really want to live here. It's just so cozy, and it's not new or anything like that. It's like, it kind of looks like an old house to me, but it just looks really comfortable and comforting. Like, you can just put cookies here, and it just has that nice fall mood about it that makes me want to be here and watch some scary movies on the TV, and I don't know. I just think that it's such a cute house, and you are welcome to download it from the gallery. My ID is always listed in the description below. And yeah, so now we are placing a little bit of stuff in the hallway just so that it doesn't look so empty. I'm adding some fall decorations to this table, of course. I feel like that's what I'm just gonna keep saying throughout this whole build. I'm just adding some pumpkins here, adding some decorations here. Yeah. Something useful for when you're decorating in The Sims is, first of all, the OMSP shelf, which I don't have, but I've seen other builders use. I'm pretty sure that's probably a really good tool. I should probably start using that, honestly, because I get really frustrated when things don't snap to like tables and stuff. But yeah, so you are seeing me go into the gallery and pull out some paintings from people. Like, upload photos into their game, and then they upload them as rooms into the gallery. So you can go into the gallery and search photos, and these people's photos that they have uploaded will pop up, and it's not custom content. It's just, well, some of it actually is custom content. You have to be careful which ones that you put in your game, because I uploaded one to my family suburban home build, and then it kept showing it as having custom content, even though I had my mods and CC turned off the whole time I was building that. But yeah, you have to be careful. But most of them are not custom content, and you can just put them in your builds, and it works perfectly. And it's just a way to have new wall art in The Sims without having to download any custom content, because it's kind of unrealistic to just keep reusing the same paintings in every build you use, and then like you go to other people's houses and they have all the same paintings in their house as you have in your house, and it's just a way to switch it up and have every house be a little bit more unique. So I really like that when I'm building houses. And the one that you saw me pull out of the gallery just a couple minutes ago was from Jules64. That's JUWELS64, and that creator had a lot of really cool fall paintings and fall artwork on their page in the gallery, so I end up using some of those, and you should definitely go download those from them because they are super cute and great for fall builds. And yeah, so I love that as a way to switch up the builds and find things that really suit the type of style you're going for, because you could type in modern art if you're going for a more modern build, and it'll come up with some like cool abstract looking artwork and black and white artwork. And yeah, so that is a really good tip for when you're building in The Sims and you want a little bit more variety without using custom content. And I never use custom content in any of my builds on this channel, unless if I say otherwise or I put it in the title. My builds don't have custom content. So even if they say in the gallery that they do, they don't. Yeah. So now we are decorating the kitchen, and I was determined to use these Realm of Magic countertops because I had never used them before, and I actually completely forgot that we had them until I was trying to find the perfect older looking countertops to put into this kitchen. And I don't know, they just turned out perfect, but I was a little bit irritated that there wasn't really a cabinet swatch to match them. And I ended up using this, I think it's the Parenthood ones, because that was the only cabinets that had the perfect swatch to match. But I didn't really want to use them because they have that glass. It's supposed to be glass, but it's blue. They should have just made it like see-through glass and you can see stuff inside of it. But yeah, it's blue and it looks kind of a little bit cartoony and it irritates me. But they did work the best in here, so I end up keeping them. And I do think that they look really cute in here, but I think they would look better if the glass actually looked realistic. But yeah, I absolutely was not going to give up using the Realm of Magic counters because they just fit the build so well, and the whole like fall aesthetic and everything that I was going for. Yeah, I definitely, like, I had to use them. So here we are putting a little bit of fall decoration in the kitchen, not a lot, because I feel like this space is already super cozy and it doesn't really need a lot of decorations to look like a fall kitchen. It already kind of is one. So yep, I am obsessed with this build. It took me so much longer than you would even realize. I built this a few weeks ago, but I do remember that it took me so long. But I was really into it and I was having a lot of fun, so I guess that's what matters. But yeah, it took me a really, really long time to build this house, especially with the terrain manipulation and everything, because I don't usually do that and I'm not very good at it. It took me a really long time just to put this house on a hill and start actually building it. I cut out most of that footage, but I probably kept building hills and deleting them for a solid hour before I even started to build anything, like any part of the house. Yeah, it was really frustrating. And then when I go and do the back porch area, same thing happened. I end up taking like an hour messing with the hills and deciding if I should just make it flat back there or something. But it all turns out really good in the end. It was a lot of work, but I think that it was worth it, and I think that this house is adorable, and I'm definitely going to play in it a lot, so I don't know. You just saw me build like a little office area. I thought that would be nice, just so this house has some skill building opportunities, and also just because I didn't know what I was going to do with that little space where I made it look on the outside with the little porch area, but then on the inside it was just a tiny room. So I split it into 2 rooms, and one of them is going to be the master bathroom, and the other area is the office. And right now we are building the master bedroom, and on the other side of the master bedroom there's going to be a small half bath that like guests can use when they come over, just because I didn't want guests to be going into the master bedroom to go to the bathroom. I think that's really weird. So yeah, there's a little half bath on the other side, but right now we're just building the master, and I wanted it to look like this is the part of the house where the sim keeps all of their personal items, like those postcards that you see pinned on the wall, and little posters from the musicals and plays and stuff that you can attend from City Living. And yeah, I just thought that that was like a cute idea to have this be like their space where they keep like their memorabilia and everything. They keep the rest of the house decorated for fall. I mean, there's fall decorations in here too. There's leaves and candles, and there's that adorable little jack-o'-lantern ghost toy that's sitting on the dresser. But yeah, I think this room is super cute. And here we are upstairs. I cut out the bathrooms, but you will see them in the screenshots. I just think that they're boring to watch people build. So now we are building the children's bedroom upstairs. I didn't put a lot of stuff in here because the sim that I was building this house for doesn't actually have kids. So I just went with the super old-timey children's room theme, but you could definitely change it up. I actually had the idea that this sim that like lived here renovated the downstairs, ripped up the old carpet and revealed the hardwood floors and everything, and just kind of updated the house a lot downstairs, but didn't have the money to fix the upstairs yet. So that's why I made everything upstairs look like a little bit worn out and old. but you could totally renovate the upstairs and make the kids' room a lot cuter looking and everything like that. Right now we're making the music room. And I wasn't really sure what to do for this room because I didn't know how to fill a room with the musical instruments. The only one that really takes up any space at all is the piano and the pipe organ. So I end up putting both of those in here just to take up some space. Whatever sim here must really like to play all the instruments because there's a violin, a guitar, pipe organ, and piano. And I believe that is all of the instruments that are in the game so far. I'm surprised that they didn't put a drum set in. They have a drum set in The Sims 3. Yeah, that's kind of surprising to me. I think they have it in The Sims 2 as well. Yeah, so there's no drum set in The Sims 4. But I guess like in The Sims 3, the drum set might have come with the Fame pack because you could actually form a band in The Sims 3 and have somebody who plays the drums and plays the guitar for your band, and I think somebody who sings. So I kind of wish that they would have brought that in with the Get Famous expansion pack. It's kind of upsetting that the only real career that we got with that was the actor career. I was really hoping that there would be like a band career or like a more in-depth singer career with it. Because in The Sims 3 we got like an entertainer career that was like gymnast or trapeze artist or something, and there was bands where you could be a solo singer or you could be an actor, I believe. But I think that the actor career might have been a rabbit hole in The Sims 3. But yeah, so now we are focusing on the outdoor porch part. I put a woodworking table here over in the little corner just to put something over there because I thought it would be weird if it was like empty over there, and also adds another skill building opportunity for your sim. And then I also put the pumpkin carving table out here just to go with the whole fall theme, and there's some decorations. I put a fire pit so your sims can hang out here around the fire, and I put like some chairs that match the couch and those chairs right there so that your sims can actually sit around the fire. I think it's cool that the comfort chairs actually snap to the fire pit. I think that that's like a really nice thing that they included with it. But yeah, so you see me adding those right now. And I add that little log chair, which I think is super adorable. And yeah, so yeah, I also added an easel over there, and I kind of made it look like the pumpkin carving station was the painting station. Like, I kind of made it look like that's where the artists would put their tools, but it's actually a pumpkin carving table, so I thought that was a cool way to make the pumpkin carving table not look so out of place, so it kind of just looks like it's a little artist cart. And right now I am adding the finishing touches to the build, and I add the landscaping to the backyard off camera because it took me forever, and it's just the same thing that I did to the front where I put the rocks and bushes and leaves and everything all over the place. So yeah, we are coming up on the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I really appreciate it. And yeah, like I said, my gallery ID is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye!
Clouds and thunders standing in my way, but I must try to figure it out anyway. Songs of worries travel with the storm, but I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try